Hey, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's Dr. Eric Naputi. Hope you're having a blessed day wherever in the world you are today. Hey, I wanted to speak to you about something that's very, very important. We're seeing this with a tremendous amount of our patients, and I need you to be aware of it. This may be the silent pandemic that's happening that, well, many of us didn't even know was going on. So, first of all, I'm Dr. Eric Naputi, functional medicine, functional neurodoc, helping people get to the root cause of their health problems. I want to talk to you a little bit today about microplastics and about heavy metals. Now, listen, according to the HHS, the number one cause of chronic illness in America is chronic inflammation. Of course, that's a global answer as well. And if the number one cause of inflammation is environmental toxins, microplastics, heavy metals, glyphosates, pesticides, larvicides, herbicides, we got a big problem, and I need you to be aware of it. So I want to share with you a couple shocking facts that you need to know, and I'm going to give you some action steps on things you can do. And we're going to be talking about this week. This week, we're going to be having an awareness week of heavy metals and microplastics. I'm going to show you some things that you can do to mitigate your exposure to these things. And I'm going to show you some action steps that you can take to actually pull some of these toxins out of your body. But listen to these shocking facts. Recent studies are now showing that microplastics are found in the human brain, in the liver, the lungs, in the blood and placentas as well of offspring. And listen to this. It's in the umbilical cords and the placentas of expectant females, and it's in the testicles and ovaries, leading to low testosterone, low fertility, and lots of other issues. These microplastics disrupt the cellular membrane. That's the outside layer of the cell. If the outside layer of the cell, it's like the force field. If the force field gets penetrated, then toxins get in and nutrients escape, and that cell ultimately is going to die. And if our cells die, then our tissues get sick, and then we ultimately get sick as an organism. It's really pretty commonsensical if you think about it. But these plastics, not only do they disrupt the cell membrane, they disrupt your hormones. One of the reasons why people are gaining weight, little girls are having their periods earlier in life, and we're having earlier signs of menopause and perimenopause with women, why testosterone's in the tanker, why estrogen's dominant. These little microplastics are like sponges, and they soak up a lot of the heavy metals. Well, if they soak up those heavy metals, they're going to consist and persist inside your body and literally are going to be leaking all these abnormal toxins out, causing endocrine disruption in your body, not just causing hormones that you can regularly think about to be out of balance, but also hormones like cortisol. Cortisol regulates all your sexual hormones, your mineral absorption. So that could affect your pressure gradients in your body, blood pressures and fluid retention. These hormones that get out of balance are also things like insulin. So we could get insulin and insulin resistance because of microplastics and heavy metals. I mean, it truly is a massive, massive plague. They act like a sponge, not just for heavy metals, but also for pesticides. Glyphosate, which Monsanto told us was safe. Monsanto told us there was no problem. Monsanto had to sell to Bayer because they had such negative brand equity because of the negative health ramifications of glyphosate on their Roundup Ready sprays that they did. And those chemicals are seriously a big problem. They're disrupting our hormones. They're causing us to gain weight. They're breaking down our gut microbiome. It's causing the brain-gut axis to be messed up. This is a serious, big problem. Now, listen to this. Microplastics are also linked to infertility, brain fog, and neurodegenerative inflammation, immune dysfunction, fatigue, and chronic inflammation, the root cause of all illness. They act as a sponge for heavy metals, pesticides, and increase the toxic burden inside of your body and inside of your children's body. Some of the symptoms include joint pain, digestive issues, low energy, hormone imbalances, mood disorders, and much, much more. Other symptoms of this we'll talk about later on this week. I'm going to be coming at you a lot this week. In fact, you're going to be listening for Friday. I'm going to be doing an event this coming Friday. Stay tuned for the time of it. We're going to be doing an AMA. I'm going to just do an Ask Me Anything about microplastics and about gut health, because those two go together like peas and carrots. Because if your gut bacteria is proper, your body can fight off a lot easier heavy metals, microplastics, and a lot of the other issues. Now, I want to talk to you about one of the things that we use to help the body push out these toxins. That's right, water. But it has to be clean, filtered water. No fluoride, no chlorine. We have to pull out you have to use some type of filtration system to clean your water out. A lot of the heavy metals like lead, according to the CDC, lead levels have increased in individuals over the past few years. And a recent study shows that over 50% of adults have detectable lead in their bloodstream. Well, that lead causes the brain not to work. That lead shuts down the immune system and it destroys the gut bacteria, which Hippocrates said is the root of all problems. First fix the gut and everything else gets better. But I want you to know, like places like Flint, Michigan, where they reported high levels of lead and other forever chemicals, over 200 different chemicals in the water system over there. And that's because of a lot of the lead pipes and lead paints and etc. What about mercury? Mercury is in large fish, things like tuna, swordfish. It's also around coal emissions, plant emissions, dental amalgam implants. According to the EPA, who says that the levels of mercury have risen between 30 and 60% over the last decade in human beings. Mercury, you remember that old phrase, mad as a hatter? Well, when the hatters that used to make the hats and the pelts and the coats back in the day of fur, they used mercury to tan and to treat their furs. Well, it made them go crazy because mercury messes with the neurofiring of the brain. It's a very big issue. And then cadmium's a big one. Cadmium's in cigarette smoke. It's in rice. So is arsenic. Arsenic's also in rice. We're seeing an increase in cadmium and arsenic over the last 15 years, primarily due to fertilizer and the way that we grow our plants. In fact, cadmium in rice, leafy greens, and mushrooms. A 2023 FDA study finds that they were above safety thresholds in 1 in 4 rice-based baby foods. So cadmium in baby foods, and then arsenic again is in rice, drinking water, especially private wells. It's in a lot of apple juice, and it's in some like chicken feed as well. The FDA found levels of arsenic in 53% of rice samples that were recently tested in 2021. It's over irrigation of the soil. It's runoff. I mean, about 2.1 million Americans are exposed to unsafe levels of arsenic on a daily basis. And then aluminum. Let me just show you this. Aluminum is in cookware. It's in baking powder and baking soda. So if you're going to use baking powder and baking soda, it must be an organic form of it. With widespread use of aluminum, it's also aluminum is it's in the environment. It's in the air we breathe. We use it a lot to in the atmosphere to seed clouds. Like that's a common thing that happens. While aluminum is technically a heavy metal, it's really a neurotoxin. That's what I want you to understand. So how do we get some of these things out of our body? The best thing we can do is mitigate our exposure. But let's talk about what we do. So we get some filtered water. This is filtered water that also has hydrogen infused in it. I'm a big fan of hydrogen infused water, big fan of alkaline water. Dr. Otto Weinberg won a Nobel Prize for his work with getting the body alkaline and minerals alkaline in the body. They give it a good positive charge. A positive charge gets the energy going. It raises your pH, lowers your inflammation, and makes your cells work better. So this is what we use. This is our Detox Pro Plus formula. We have clinical trials and studies that we've done with these. Reduces inflammation. It also it not only does it reduce inflammation, it reduces heavy metals and microplastics in the body. So it's real simple. I actually had some this morning. Adults take 2 droppers. You got to shake it up because of all the binders and chelators. And we put Shilajit in here. Shilajit helps the body have, it's got 84 of the 92 essential nutrients that the human body needs every day. So put 2 dropperfuls in here. You'll see it just kind of has this beautiful black little color to it, and it sinks to the bottom because of the minerals. Put your second dropper in, 2 dropperfuls for adults, 1 dropperful per day for kids. That's your maintenance dose for that. Give it a little stir up. You can put what I always do at home is I put a little lime or a little lemon in it as well. And then I'll put a pinch of organic sea salt. Now, we're going to do some work later this week on sea salt, because what we originally learned about sea salt, there's some of them like Himalayan salt and even Celtic salt that have higher levels of higher levels of heavy metals in those. And we're trying to get those out of our body. So as science evolves, we evolve as well. You can sip this or you can shoot it down. It literally tastes like nothing. I love that about this. And there's my Detox Pro Plus. It has all the binders and chelators, so it'll pull the heavy metals. It'll grab the microplastics. It'll deal with the phthalates. It'll deal with the PBAs. It'll deal with all the chemicals that cause our body to be messed up in our gut, in our blood, in our lymph. It has fulvic acid in it as well. Fulvic acid is like a little Trojan horse. So it grabs all the binders and chelators and sneaks it into the cell, sneaks it into the lymphatic, and it drops all that material off there. And then so all the heavy metals and microplastics can come out, but it also carries into the cell membrane and into the lymphatics and into the tissue and into the blood and into the brain. It carries the minerals that your body needs for it to work like it's supposed to. I'm going to read you a couple testimonials. Here's one I pulled up right here on the Detox. This is Sarah. She's a 43-year-old female with chronic fatigue and brain fog. She says, I've been struggling with exhaustion and brain fog for years. No matter how much I slept or what I ate, it didn't matter. I always felt like I was running on empty. Within the first 2 weeks of taking the Detox Pro Plus, that's this formula here, my mind felt clearer. I had more energy, and even my joint pain started to ease up. This product has changed my life. I truly didn't realize how toxic I was until I started to detox my body, and it worked again. She was doing the Detox Pro Plus. Most people, when they're toxic, they're going to do 2 dropperfuls 3 times a day, where they're going to do that for about 6 weeks, about 45 days to really pull the clutter out of the body. The maintenance dose is 2 dropperfuls per day for adults, 1 dropperful for days or for kids. Let me give you one more. This is Marcus. Marcus is a 51-year-old male. He's a construction worker. He said, hey, I work in construction. I've been exposed to all kinds of chemicals over the years. After a heavy metal test came back high, my doctor recommended detoxing. I started using Detox Pro Plus, the Dr. Eric recommended, and my protocol. My follow-up test showed significant reduction in lead and cadmium levels, and my headaches and skin rashes disappeared. He says this stuff works, period. Of course it does. Thanks for that testimonial, Marcus. And then last one I'll give you on the Detox Pro Plus for today. This is Lisa. Lisa is a 35-year-old woman dealing with hormone imbalances and digestive issues. She says, hey, I was dealing with bloating, irregular cycles, and constant mood swings. I had no idea it could be from microplastics and endocrine disruptors in my system. After 30 days of the Detox Pro Plus, my digestion normalized, my periods became regular, and I felt lighter again. Now I'm telling every woman I know to start detoxing. This formula is powerful and clean. That's the Detox Pro Plus. This week, folks, I'm going to be coming at you with a lot of information about the body and how it works and detoxification and the issues that we have with microplastics, heavy metals, and a lot of other environmental toxins. What I need you to understand is you've been breathing, eating, drinking plastic and bathing in it every day for months, years, or decades. And listen, if you could only detox, if all you could do is detox in 2025, this could be a game changer to improve your health, improve your immune function, improve brain function, improve hormones, improve metabolism. It's time to take your health back. Stay tuned this week. We're going to be very busy with a lot of information, and I'm going to put out a flyer on our social on what we're going to be doing. We're going to have a workshop on Wednesday night this week, and then we're going to do another one on Friday as well. Folks, I'm telling you, this is a game changer. Give me a thumbs up. You guys can see me and hear me, and let me know where in the world you're watching from. And if you haven't already done the Detox Pro Plus, I want you to click the link below. You can go to biolimitless.com to check it out. If you haven't purchased yet, go to wearebiolimitless.com wearebioluminous.com. That's wearebioluminous.com, and you can make your purchase today. Folks, I appreciate you. I got to go see some patients. We live in a toxic world. So do your children. Everyone you know is toxic right now. We got to do everything we can to remove the waste from the body. That's step one in helping the body repair and heal like it's supposed to. Guys, until we meet again, it's Dr. Eric Naputi. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless the world. Stay smart out there, and I'll see y'all soon. You guys have a great, amazing day, and be well, everybody. Take care.